Hello everyone, I am Shubhralina and welcome to my channel. Today in this video we will discuss how you can learn programming if you are a beginner. Before going any further, if you are someone who consumes knowledge better in a text format, I suggest you visit my blog. I have written an entire blog post on this very same topic and it is already up on the page. So make sure to check that out. Now coming to the topic of this video, how to start programming if you are a beginner. For your better understanding, I will be answering this question in 3 parts. First, we will discuss about the pathway, that is the steps you need to follow. Then I will answer some frequently asked questions, and finally we will get to some resources that will help you to learn everything from scratch. So the pathway, or you can say the systematic approach. The first step here is to determine why you want to learn programming. This is an important step because this will help you to decide which language you are going to start with. You may be a student who has been introduced to programming as part of a curriculum, or are you an undergraduate looking for campus placements? Maybe you want to explore job opportunities in IT, or is it that you just want to develop a very productive hobby? After you have determined this, then all you need to do is start right away. Whatever the programming language you decide to start with, get on to learn the basics. Learn about variables, loops, arrays, pointers, functions, and libraries. Then, as a matter of fact, you should learn data structures and algorithms. You need to understand how data is stored and how the type of storage can actually affect the performance of your program. You also need to know what is the correct sequence to write a program. This understanding will help you to think in the direction of efficient code. But as we all know, thinking is not enough. You need to practice, like a lot. Start with simple calculation programs like finding the simple interest or calculating the BMI. Then slowly move to control structures. Start using those if-else statements and loops. Develop a program to print a pattern or a number series. Try to find if a number is a prime number or a palindrome. Then it is time for the big guns, that is strings and arrays. This is going to be difficult, but start with something basic like reversing the string or sorting an array. Then move your way upwards. After many practices, when your concepts are solid, you can step into solving real-life problems. For this, you need to learn object-oriented programming. Start with small concepts like objects and classes, then learn the principles like inheritance, abstraction, encapsulation, and polymorphism. These concepts will help you to build programs that have the potential to solve real-life problems. But all of this will go to waste if you don't know how to debug your code. You may have 10 years of experience in the IT industry, but whenever you sit down to write a program, bugs are going to show up. That is why you must learn about the errors and learn how to avoid them and how to solve them. And then only you can be proudly on your path to write efficient code. Lastly, plan for future. This will give you a clear vision of what you want to do next and what will be the thing that you have to learn. Now that the pathway is out of our way, you must be having some questions in your mind. Let me try to answer some for you. First one, how to choose my first programming language? This will purely depend on your purpose. If you are a school student, your school must already have done this job for you. Otherwise, my opinion is to start with C and move on to C++ for object-oriented programming. But if you are someone looking for job prospects in web development or related fields, you can start with Java or JavaScript. Or else if you are looking for jobs in data science, you can start with Python as well. Next question, should I buy a course or join an institute to learn programming? Well, there is no absolute need. For beginners, there are enough resources on YouTube, different websites and books to get started, and they are sufficient. Next up, when should I start building projects? Only after you have finished with your basics. Project building is something which is very specific to domain. Once you have decided what are your interests and the career path you want to follow, then you can start building projects which will make a great portfolio for you. Next, let us talk about how much time you should devote every day. This is for you to decide because it is your time. Honestly, the number of hours don't matter until and unless you make a point to devote them every day. To keep yourself motivated, I suggest you follow the 100 Days of Code tag on Instagram. There are many beginners and fellow developers who are doing the 100 Days of Code challenge, and their content is really inspiring. On that note, you can follow me on Instagram at CoderNayak, where I post some quiz and other stuff related to programming, and I think you will like it. So yeah, follow me on Instagram. Moving on. Can I learn programming if I am from non-tech background? Absolutely yes. There are no prerequisites to learn a programming language. All you need is proper guidance. Now, if you have any other questions, do leave them in the comments below. I will try to answer all of them for you. Proceeding, let's talk about some resources. First up, books. I will suggest only two books, Let Us See by Yashwant Kanetkar and A Bite of Python, the latter being free. I will include a link to this free ebook in the description. Make sure to find it. The reason I'm not suggesting any other book for C++ or Java is because programming books are generally expensive, and as a beginner you did not spend that amount of money, especially when you have not decided what exact career path you want to pursue. Coming to websites, I recommend three of these: FreeCodeCamp, W3 Schools and Java T-Point. Just keep in mind, FreeCodeCamp is a practice website where you can learn step by step, whereas W3 Schools and Java T-Point are documentation websites where you can find explanation of some concepts and some other examples related to them. Lastly, YouTube channels. I recommend only two, FreeCodeCamp and Programming with Mosh. Both channels are very beginner friendly and they have some great videos for tutorials. You should definitely subscribe to the channel. I will leave some links to their videos in the description below, so it will be easier for you to find. Finally, I would like to add some points to all of this. The first one being, there is no substitute for hard work. It may sound cliche, but it is true. You put in those hours and you will get your results. There are absolutely no shortcuts. The second thing is to help yourself. Try to solve a problem all by yourself first. Then look for solutions or seek help. And lastly, I would like to say that it only gets better. Every day you decide to code, at least one thing is going to be easier for you. So yeah, that's it for this video. If you like this video, press that thumbs up button, and if there are any questions or suggestions, do leave them in the comments below. Once again, do check out my blog. I have included a link in the description. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel and press that bell icon so that you receive a notification every time I upload a video. I hope you are having a great day, and I will see you next time.